ho, ho, ho. Merry Christmas. Welcome to Community Viewpoint. I'm John Pawlak, your host. Maria, what are you doing?
Oh, I'm reading the Valley Focus. I hope
Okay.
everybody's got their Valley Focus.
It's the December edition?
It is the December edition, and there's lots of really cool stuff in here. There's lots of coupons, there's programming, and again, there's the phone list. It's really cool. So I hope everybody
And
gets
it tells
their
you when we
password.
repeat?
It tells when we repeat.
Uh-huh.
Yes, we now repeat at 6:30 a.m. on Sunday. So don't forget to get yours at local retailers around town.
All right. When you get up to milk the cows, then you can watch us on Sunday. There you go.
That's right.
So,
And that's actually my copy you have.
oh, give it back to her.
Thank you.
December 6th, Monday. Tomorrow is for the veterans. It's a special day, a day that will live in infamy, Pearl Harbor Day, December 7th. So hopefully we'll do something on the news tomorrow night. So thank you to the vets that were there. They're becoming less and less. One of these days I'll be saying that about my vets from Vietnam. Another 20 years. Hopefully I won't be here at this sitting at the seat by that time. We're going to be talking about Christmas time and things that are germane to Christmas. We have Jan Lindsay with us, who is with a group called RSVP, and that deals with seniors.
Yes, it does.
And in what way? First of all, what does RSVP mean, and what does it do? What do you do?
It is Retired and Senior Volunteer Program, and our goal is to help seniors stay in their own homes as long as possible by assisting them with transportation, number one, to get them to doctors, dental, all medical appointments, to the bank, the library, and shopping when we have enough drivers. We also have telephone tree so that we can check up on some seniors who may be in ill health. And we have the Respite for the Caregiver program, where one of our volunteers goes into a home for 4 to 5 hours at a time to stay with the patient while their caregiver takes a break.
Oh,
It's
that's
a
good.
wonderful program. It's a lifesaver. It truly is. So our volunteers are trained to stay with patients who may be recovering from surgery, who may be in some form of dementia, who may simply not want to stay alone while their caregiver leaves the house. So we'll stay with them and we'll play card games, watch TV, conversation, look at their albums, which is fascinating. And you mentioned veterans. The veterans love to bring out their,
Reminisce.
yes, war stories and war
Oh, God.
pictures. And we like to hear about it too, because it's interesting to the volunteers as well.
And I know you didn't bring it tonight, but you have a little brochure. Are those in mass quantity?
Yes, they are. And I
Good.
mailed them out to people so that they can have the story of RSVP, and tells them in depth what we do and what we can provide and the services that they can expect. And it also reminds everyone that this is free. There is no charge for our services.
And the number that you have is the number we have up there
Yes.
in front of us?
751-5282.
You should bring a whole handful of those over to the library and stick them over there.
They are over there, actually.
they?
Yes. They're right behind the computers that people use to find out which books are available.
Well, we're going to have to bring them up a little bit closer.
Okay. Okay.
So I could see them.
All right.
Okay, yeah, we'll bring them up to a more predominant spot.
All right.
So what are the things that are listed in there?
Well, it talks about RSVP in general, that we've been in an organization since 1973, and that we are nationwide. My home office is Carson City, and right now I'm working in Pahrump, Amargosa, and Beatty. So we're trying to expand our services into the other rural counties in southern Nye, because there are people out there that need the services that don't necessarily know what we have to offer. I've been out there to the town board meetings and left information at various places like medical clinics, libraries, and we're getting people who want more and more information. And it's a good thing in a way that we're not hearing from them, because that means the community is sticking together and they're helping each other. And they don't need outside help, but there will come a time when they will need outside help, and that's
And if
why
they
I
have the
want them
information,
to have the
they'll know.
information about RSVP, because we have great background checks on our volunteers, so we know they're safe. Safe to be with seniors, and that there's no charge for our services.
Yeah, God forbid you're up in Gabs or Round Mountain, those areas.
We are,
You are?
yes.
Oh, that's good, because
Yes.
that's really out in the Netherland out there. Yes.
Yes, and we are the rural counties of Nevada. We don't go into Las Vegas, for instance. So we are in all of the little towns all throughout Nevada. And some of the volunteers only have 3 or 4 clients because the town is so small.
Right.
But that's okay. That's okay. We would like to be there so that people know of our presence at least, and feel free to call on us when they do want something that we can offer.
Excellent. And I imagine you go out to the senior center and talk to them, and
Yes.
town board meetings,
Yes.
make yourself be known.
No. I go to the commissioners' meetings
Okay,
to make
they're more
ourselves
civil.
known.
Okay, yeah.
Well, yes, and they hold the purse strings.
Okay, there you
And
go.
so-
Yes.
We do need help from the commissioners' grants, for instance, which are generated from our office in Carson City by our director. But I like to make myself visible at the commissioners' meetings so they don't forget about us.
Oh, you should. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Pahrump has a great need for your services here. And if somebody wants to volunteer, they can also contact you
Absolutely.
to become a volunteer, even if they can only do it part-time.
Absolutely. If they could drive a senior once a week, that would be wonderful. We have lost a couple of drivers who've moved out of the area, and one driver who has gone into the sheriff's auxiliary to volunteer. So, and we have volunteers everywhere. We have them in the auxiliary, the library, not the hospital yet, but probably soon. So yes, anybody that's interested in spending a little time with seniors, helping seniors, to please give us a call. There are 2 forms to fill out, and then the background check. Takes about 3 days probably to get someone online, so,
Okay.
yeah.
Excellent.
Can people help in other ways if they're not able to volunteer? Is there supplies or money or anything that you need?
Money.
Money.
Generally speaking, money, because it costs us, in the past fiscal year, it was over $11,000 just for the program in Pahrump alone. And that pays.
Which really isn't that much.
No,
I mean, it's a lot, but it's not. I mean, you figure that's less than $1,000 a month to service the
Right.
whole community.
Right.
So that's pretty
And what
good,
that
but-
does is offer a stipend to the drivers. And the stipend tops out at $20 a month, which isn't much, and I understand that. But people don't go into this for the money. They
Right,
go into
right.
this to help the community. But there is a stipend for the driving, and that gets paid on a quarterly basis, so a person could expect $60 quarterly for that. And there's a stipend to the volunteers who are in the respite for the caregiver program. Because they put in so many hours of training and so many hours with the clients, they receive a monthly stipend as well as mileage reimbursement.
Okay. So if somebody can just maybe offer, even if people donated $10, $20, it all
Oh.
will add up.
Absolutely. Everything helps. Everything helps us keep this program going. And it is critical in some areas, especially for respite for the caregivers, because caregivers are on duty 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and they neglect themselves sometimes because they're so busy looking after someone else. And they kind of forget about their own health. And sometimes, unfortunately, it's the caregiver who pays the price, and then the client is left with no one to care for them, and they sometimes end up in nursing homes and so on. So we want to be able to provide that break for the caregivers.
Because the focus is keeping them in the home as long as
Yes.
you can.
Yes.
Whether it be, now is there certain, it can be just for various health conditions,
Oh, yes, yes.
various reasons, just to keep them in
Yes.
the home.
Mhm.
And
To help seniors stay at home as long as possible, and to give that caregiver a break so that they don't end up being taken to a hospital, for instance. And we work with Nathan Adelson Hospice and the senior center, so we get referrals from them in
Okay.
order for us to install the lifeline equipment, for instance. We also do
Okay.
that here in Pahrump, Amargosa, and Beatty. So we can install that for seniors at a cost of $30 a month, which is a very good price for that service.
Okay, that's the necklace.
Yes,
that they
necklace
wear.
or wristband.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. Now you were mentioning earlier about the senior center that they might be in need of some volunteers.
Yes, they do need some volunteers there. Kitchen helpers, wonderful food there, but we need some help to get it out to the tables. And there are things that happen that break down, that need some repair, or maybe moved, and need some muscle sometimes. So, yes, Anne would love to have a call from somebody.
Okay.
And she's at 727-5008.
Okay. I have a question about people that are in their home that don't have a caregiver.
Mhm.
You obviously want to keep them in their home for as long as you can as well, so they don't need a caregiver. Will you come in and do like an evaluation? Maybe they don't want to do the stove anymore, or maybe just to guide them as to how to make it easier for them to live on their own?
Well, we're not really trained to give that kind of advice, although we're asked these questions often.
I'm sorry to put you on the
No,
spot too.
no, you're not putting me on the spot, but we're not specifically trained as housekeepers,
Okay.
which is what that would probably fall into. But if someone asks us a question, of course, we're experienced and we're mature, so we can offer some support.
Right.
And we can offer occasionally, there is a group from the Shepherd of the Valley Methodist Church. Some of the women will go out and do house cleaning for people
Okay.
who are unable to do it themselves, who are ill, recovering from surgery. And they do this at no charge or for a donation to the church.
Oh, that's
And it's a wonderful group of people who volunteer for so much. And we do, because they work with RSVP, we keep in close contact with them. And some of those people are some of our drivers as well. So they do a lot in the community.
That's awesome.
It is awesome. I don't know how these people do it all the time, but Judy and Billy and the group from the church are fabulous volunteers.
Oh, that's great. Thank you to them then.
Yes, a big thank you.
Well, that's awesome. So 7515282?
Yes, oh my. Yes, that's it, Maria.
I've been calling that number for years.
I know you have.
This is a very busy lady in this community. She is one of the ladies that has, the whole rack of hats.
Oh, the rack of hats.
Yes.
Doesn't everybody?
Yes.
Yeah. It's a good community. And I don't know if the word is out yet, but there will be a Christmas dinner being served also. We did the Thanksgiving dinner at the Bob Roode Community Center. There will be a Christmas dinner as well.
Since you brought that up, how did it go?
Fabulous. There were about 250 dinners delivered. And there were about 300 and some odd, yeah.
Oh,
300 and some odd
Really?
people at the center.
Wow.
Plus, the day before that, there was a big dinner at the senior center.
right.
So, and that went over very well too. But the one at the Bob Roode Community Center, I have to guess at 550 to 600 people, or dinners.
Wow.
Dinners.
And
so.
was it mainly seniors?
No, this of course is a community dinner.
Right.
And so
Right. I just
all
wondered
ages,
at,
but
at the amount of people.
a lot of the takeout dinners were to homes of seniors. Yes, I know that some of our clients were on the list to have a meal delivered to them because they couldn't get out. So, and there were a real mix of ages at the Bob Roode Community Center. It was fun. It was really fun.
That's
So.
cool.
It looks
there's
like
gonna
you have
be a
antlers
Christmas
there.
one?
I'm sorry. The two
Oh, yeah.
candles.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's the lights. There we go. There we go. Those are my lights.
And so we're going to have a Christmas dinner then?
Yes.
And that's going to be,
You know, I'm not sure if it's the 24th or the 25th.
that
so I
will,
don't- but
We'll bring it on
when
next
it gets-
week. We'll,
when
we'll
it gets
let you-
closer,
everybody
yeah.
know next
Yeah.
week.
so the same deal?
How much time
anybody.
do we have?
We should have about 10, 15
Okay.
minutes.
Well, because I want to get something out too before we go.
Well, so do I.
Okay.
Maybe we need an hour show.
And we need sponsors for that,
Yeah.
Oh,
just in
So-
case.
okay,
you
so-
love us so much you want to sponsor our show.
Yeah, we'll talk about that. There'll be in a newspaper. We'll do it on the news about the Christmas dinner at the Roode Center too. Senior Center can do something too. You don't know.
I don't know.
Okay.
Probably, but I really
The
don't
community
know.
center again for Thanksgiving or for Christmas. So
Christmas.
that'll be coming up too.
Okay.
What I wanted,
Oh, go ahead.
what I wanted to talk about, I finally realized that summertime we put on solar screens to keep the sun out. So I took off my screens on the outside to get more sunlight in now. To same thing, you know.
Right.
You don't want to keep the sun out, so all the screens went off the house the other day. So I'm basking in the sunlight. Yeah. So passive sunlight, anything will work. You know, my middle name is Passive, right? So passive solar, it works well. The house was up to about 68 degrees, just with the sunlight from the outside. So
That's
that,
warmer than my house with the heater on.
and before we came here, John and Shelley from Pastel's Bistro met me at the library, and they still have the special there. If you mention you heard about Pastel's Bistro on this show, Community Viewpoint, when you buy your entree, you'll get a free dessert over there. So John said that still is available for you to go out there. So they're open every day of the week, and food is just excellent, very healthy, very colorful. He's a 5-star chef from Vegas, so Pastel's Bistro. And I forgot to mention the stargazing party was last weekend.
There'll be more.
In January, the next one's coming up. So that's what I wanted to talk about.
Can I just go back to Jan for just a second with the volunteers? If, like you were saying, if somebody can drive someone once a week. Now, with you or at the senior center, if you're a snowbird, you can also volunteer, right? Even if it's just
absolutely.
for those few months.
Yes.
Even if you don't live here during that time, or
Right.
if you have friends that maybe want to volunteer, you can still do that. I
Absolutely.
just was thinking, there's a lot of people who are here half the year, but it's still okay if
We
they.
do have some snowbirds, yes.
Okay.
It's wonderful. And they enjoy doing that because it makes them feel more a part of the community too, so. It's a win-win situation.
That's awesome.
And if I may, just make a mention of the Pahrump Arts Council Community Choir is Wednesday evening at the Nugget. And the show starts at 7.
Yeah, we did a little segment last week with
Yes.
Lynn and her
I just thought I
husband.
would put a little
Yes.
reminder out there for the group.
Wednesday at 7.
Wednesday at 7.
Where at?
Door opens at 6:30 at the
The
Nugget.
Nugget.
Mhm.
And $3 if you bring a can
Yes,
something.
$5 or $3 with
Right.
a can of food.
Yes, I have some
It's a
retention.
great deal.
So
And it's a wonderful program, and Lynna Barnum has a beautiful voice. So she is,
Their shows are always
oh,
fantastic.
it's very good.
They're always
Yes.
fantastic.
Yes, it's wonderful.
And coming up this weekend is the Guadalupe Festival at Our Lady of the Valley Church.
Oh.
So they're getting ready for that already now. So I don't have all of the particulars though, because I wasn't able to coincide our communication. But it is this weekend. So if you want to call the Our Lady of the Valley Catholic Church on Gamebird, you can find out more information about the Guadalupe Festival. It's like a food and culture festival. It's going to be really fun.
And what time? Do you know?
I don't know. That's
Oh.
why they'll have to call the Our Lady of
Oh.
the Valley.
what's the number? 1-800-Catholic? No.
Oh my
no,
God.
No.
It's in the book.
Yeah.
It's called Our Lady of the Valley Catholic Church. It's on Gamebird, 781 Gamebird. Or just go down to the church and get information about
Place
it.
with the fish fries.
Which was last
yes,
Friday.
where the fish
Yes.
fry is. Just when you're driving down Gamebird and you see fish fry, it's that same place. And we'll have Selwyn do a segment on it this week. So
Oh, definitely, yes.
don't forget to watch the news. And you can also see us on YouTube.
If Jeff
If you have
puts
friends
it on
and
there,
family,
we're
he does.
on there. He will.
He's put them on there. I saw a bunch more segments on there.
We'll hold him to
And
it.
Thank you to Jeff for that. Jeff is our behind the scenes guy, and we could not do any of this without him. So thank you so much.
I have a friend in Michigan. I keep telling her about the show, so hopefully she's watching
Yeah.
it on YouTube.
We're worldwide now because of Jeff. Thank you, Jeff.
And I think that's a good thing.
Yeah, it's awesome. Like friends and family, if you have, friends or snowbirds, if they're out of town and they want to see us while they're gone, they can go on
Yes.
YouTube. And the news segments, all the news segments are on there too. So it's really nice if you have a news segment you were on or you missed or you want to find out something, just go back and look at it again.
I'll have to tell my family back in Canada. You can tune us in.
Mm-hmm. You can Google Channel 41 and go to
Just-
Community
just-
Viewpoint, or just go to Community Viewpoint. You may get some other
You
things
can
on there,
go
but
YouTube. Just go to
YouTube?
YouTube and put Community Viewpoint KPVM. If you put KPVM, also you'll get every segment. When you watch the Community Viewpoint segment, there'll be other links to the KPVM has their own like YouTube. Jeff, is it like a YouTube channel type? Yeah, it's a YouTube channel. So you can just go on YouTube, you type in KPVM, and you'll see everything that KPVM does. There's hundreds of videos in the KPVM section. So it's really, really nice. Yeah, it's really nice.
well, I
And you
believe it.
can
It
sign
is.
up for it and all that stuff.
I haven't been on there,
Pretty
so
cool.
I will look.
Yeah, it's cool.
Okay, so
So
what else?
lots
did
of
you-
stuff coming up. Your Valley Focus, come volunteer for RSVP, or send $20 this way,
Or both.
and take off your solar screen and go to the Guadalupe Festival,
And the Senior
go
Center.
to the Senior Center
And the community choir.
and the community choir.
So I hope everybody, since we said solar screens, I hope everybody's heating tape has been plugged in for
Oh,
your
yeah.
wells, because if it hasn't, a couple of weekends ago, I saw some wells
Freezing.
that were
Yeah.
squirting after the sun came up. So insulate
What a
the
mess.
pipes, put the heating tape on it, and plug it in, and make sure it's warming up your tank over there. Unless you're in a little you have a little house, and make sure you have a little light on. Just a 60-watt bulb will keep it warm, as long as there's not a wind blowing through there. And make sure that your filters are changed too.
That's what I was just gonna say. Also, if you hadn't changed those.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Lots of stuff we got out today, and we repeat Sunday at Sunday.
At
Did I
6:30.
just say Sunday?
You did.
I had
Sunday
a
morning,
blonde
6:30.
moment there for a minute. Okay, yeah.
So,
Sunday, 6:30.
Front Arts Council, what else
Um,
do you have going on?
Oh, there's going to be a huge garage sale. Trump Arts Council will have that in January
And whose garage?
at the Trump Arts Council office.
And where is that?
Like a
at?
parking lot sale.
A
Right?
parking lot sale,
Yes,
yes,
yeah.
yes.
That's
It
on
is,
Calvada?
On Calvada at Honeysuckle. Yes, 4381. Is that right? 23.
It's right, if you go down 160 to Calvada and you turn right where the waterfall is, it's like the first,
The first
It's like the first
street
center
on the right,
right there.
and 4 little office suites, and we're right in there. And that's where we'll be having our gigantic garage sale the first week of January.
Is that by Beck Environmental?
Yes, we're right next door to Beck.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I work for them too.
Oh, you
That's
do?
another thing I
John
do.
has
Oh,
lots of jobs.
Goodness.
Yes.
I have to ask you a
This
question
is the
about them.
funnest one though, right? This is your favorite place to be?
I wouldn't be here for 7 years if it wasn't fun. Oh. I'm all happy because I got my copy of Bad Santa back, so I'm going to be watching that
Nice.
by the weekend. So
gosh.
that's a classic, and I just love Billy Bob Thornton, the perfect Santa Claus.
Yeah.
Oh, boy. Yes, there was some funny moments in that movie.
And I also got, since we mentioned DVDs, we have a couple of minutes. I can't think of the name of it now. Let's not go there then.
Oh, you know what? Since we're talking about DVDs, while you're trying to remember,
Yeah.
the library has DVDs people can
Oh.
check out, right?
Yes. Dark
And that'll
Star.
Save them some money.
Dark Star it was made in 1972. It's a comedy. It's a sci-fi video that was made by John Carpenter, and it's a cult classic. And I was thinking about it. It was in my mind, and all of a sudden, I couldn't remember the title, and I remembered it. I Googled it, and there it was. And it's the 36th and a half year anniversary of the movie. And this is the way they promote it on Amazon.com. So I got it for
36 and a half years?
yeah, $14.99, and there are 2 DVDs, the original version and an extended version. It
Okay.
is funnier and all get out. There's an alien that they made out of a big beach ball, orange beach ball with 2 feet in it. It's so funny. It's a cult classic. Dark Star, it's called. And
We
so-
had another anniversary a few weeks ago on the show. We had you had the copy of the Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah.
And it does play in Las Vegas, off of Sahara. There's a plaza over there.
That's cool.
Yeah. So Rocky Horror Picture Show is still showing in Las Vegas.
At midnight?
I don't know. It said 2 days a week, Tuesday and Saturday. I think it
Halloween
was.
every time it shows. Thank you so much.
Thank you both.
And 751-5282.
Yes.
There on the screen to call for RSVP. And really keep it in mind if you know, if you're going to volunteer in the future or if you know anybody who might need the services. It's just really, really, really valuable service.
And congratulations to our veterans who are watching. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank
you very
much.
much.
All right, good evening. Thank you, Jan. Thank you,
Thank
Maria.
you.
Thank you, Jeff. Thank you. All right, good night.
Good night.
Good
Have a
night.
safe week.